Good morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead. I woke up happy this morning. I hardly ever wake up grumpy. Do I, Jim? I don't often.
Yeah, you do all the time.
But I'm just extra happy today, and I don't know why. It's just for no reason. But because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, that's for sure. I'm having a hard time sleeping these days. I don't know. But the skies are blue. It's a beautiful day. And of course, Jim's been at it again with these beautiful roses. I just love that he surprises me for no apparent reason. He just brings me home these beautiful, beautiful roses. And he has for the entire time that we have been married. He's just great.
Even before that.
Even before that, that's true. Because when we
only short.
when we were very first getting acquainted with each other, we were in our PhD programs in Laramie. And we drove down to, what was the place, Colorado?
Fort Collins.
Fort Collins, Colorado. And he had a little low-slung car. I don't remember what type it was.
It was
A Z?
Prelude.
A Prelude. A Prelude.
Prelude.
And so I wanted to go one direction and he wanted to go the other, so we agreed that we would meet back at his car in 20 minutes or so. And so when I came back, on the seat where I would sit was a single long-stemmed red rose. And I was just so moved by that. We were just barely starting dating, but that's just who he is. So anyway, I'm going to share with you something this morning that I am just absolutely crazy about. We're going to talk about Combi ovens. Combi is short for combination. Now these Combi ovens, they've been around for a really, really long time in the industrial size. Lots and lots of restaurants have them. School kitchens have them. And any place that serves a lot of people usually will have a Combi oven, and they're just ideal for putting great big trays of scrambled eggs or chopped potatoes or something in an oven and cooking it, and it has a variety of cooking modes. Well, not too many years ago, somebody got the bright idea that what we need is a household version, a countertop version of these Combi ovens. And so I've been following them for quite some time. And a couple of years ago, I got really, really interested in the Innova brand of their combination, their Combi oven. It's called the Innova Precision Oven. And so I've been following them for quite a while. They came out with a first version, and then they have recently come out with a second version. And when they came out with this second version, I just couldn't stand it any longer. And so for Christmas, Jim bought me one. And it came a little while after Christmas, so I've only had it for about 3 weeks. It has revolutionized the way that I cook so far. It's just amazing. I had no idea. Now the Innova is top rated, and therefore it's top expensive. And I usually don't go there. But now we have two other Innova appliances. We have their sous vide submersible wand that goes down in water and cooks sous vide. And then we just recently got their chamber vacuum sealer, which we really also like a lot. So I like the Innova brand. It is not available on Amazon, so I cannot give you an Amazon link. But I am going to give you the links of several other Combi ovens. I can't recommend them personally because I've not tried them. I can recommend the Innova, and I love it, but there are less expensive models that do some of the very similar things. I'm going to run through what this combination oven does, and since we have been using it, I'm giving away my air fryer to one of our kids, and I really don't need a toaster anymore either because it just does everything. It is not a microwave, but it is about the size of a microwave, and we're going to go over there and look at it in just a minute. Now, the reason that I'm so infatuated with this appliance is that if the grid were to go down and we could, with our Bluettis, only power one appliance in my kitchen, I could power that oven and do pretty much anything I wanted to with it. So before we go over and take a look at the oven, I want to talk about the different modes that it does. And before we do that, I need to explain that this oven has 3 different heating elements. It has a top and a top and a bottom like a conventional oven, and then it has one in the back with a fan. And these various modes use various combinations of these 3 heating elements. And plus, I can go in to do it myself and select any one, and they can be used individually or in combination with one another, which is actually pretty amazing. This has a steam receptacle that I filled with water. It holds about 2 quarts, over 2 quarts of water. And I've only had to fill it once, and it's just now about halfway down. And I've been doing a lot of steam cooking. I cannot emphasize how much I am learning about the importance of steam when cooking. I used to just only use steam in my conventional oven over here when I did bread that I wanted, crusty bread. And then I had a pan of lava rock in the bottom of the oven, and I would just throw ice on that lava rock while I was baking my bread to create the steam in the oven that would give us that crusty crust. But this has an injection, a steam injection, that is just phenomenal, and I use it for all kinds of things. And so I'm going to run through these modes and just let you know what this oven can do. First of all, it does sous vide. And sous vide is usually when you put the food in a bag and submerge it in water, and then we have that little wand that circulates the water and holds it at a given temperature and takes several hours to cook. Well, the oven does it using 100% steam injection in the oven. And we have tried it, and it works fantastic. So I may be retiring that sous vide wand, who knows. Then it also does dry sous vide, and this time it does it without the steam, just perfection. This oven, in usual convection ovens, there are hot spots and warm spots. In my oven, you've heard me mention many times, it runs hot. And I only have a single oven. I have wanted a second oven since we moved into the house. And so now I have one after 14 years. So I waited a long time. The dry sous vide will brown the chicken as well as cooking it to perfection like it does in sous vide. Then there is a convection bake, and that uses the rear heat and fan. And you can combine that with steam, and it is amazingly powerful. So steam bake adds steam to convection bake settings. Adding steam to a hot oven further increases the oven's efficiency and helps to promote moisture retention. So I made a batch of cinnamon rolls last night using 60% steam. Oh my gosh, they were just the best. I'll be showing you a picture of those in a few minutes. Then it does air frying. It uses just the top and the bottom heating elements to do air frying. So we're giving our air fryer away to one of our children. It does steam roast. Uses the power of hot, moist air combined with convection fan and top and rear heat to quickly and efficiently transfer heat and promote browning. And so I have not tried that one yet. I'm looking forward to that. Then there's just regular bake, top and bottom. And I've done regular bake once, I think, and it works just great. Broil just uses the top, and it's just like in a regular oven to do a broil. And then steam uses 100% steam. Like if I were going to be steaming asparagus right out of the garden, I could put it in there and just do steam cooking, and that asparagus would be cooked without losing its nutrients to perfection. It does proofing. When I make the loaf of bread that I'll be showing you in a minute, I should tell you that let me get through these two, and then I'm going to come back to proofing. Then it will do dehydrating, is just like our dehydrator over there. I have not tried that. I doubt I will be getting rid of my dehydrator because it has more shelves and more capacity than this one does. But if you don't have a dehydrator, then that setting is really nice. And then, of course, the manual setting where I can use any combination of any of those features. But I do want to talk about proofing for a minute. Now, along with this oven, they advise you to go ahead and download the app and to subscribe. And I usually don't like it when they want money to subscribe, and they'll give you a whole bunch of recipes. But this is it's an exception. The subscription price is 99 cents a month or $9 a year. So I went for the big money saver and did the $9 subscription. And that app on my phone is integrated with the oven. I can control the oven from my phone. And I worried a lot about how my regular recipes would work in that oven. Would I have to learn a whole bunch of new recipes, which I did not want to do. But what I have found is that as I bring up the app, and I'm just going to come up close to the camera here so that you can see, the app has lots and lots of different recipes, all kinds of things. And as I click on one of those, it gives the recipe and then it gives cooking. And sometimes these cooks are in stages, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. So maybe it will use steam in one of the stages and then it shuts off the steam and just uses the top broiler for another. But it's all automated because I can then hit like crisp, tender asparagus. Let me just check this one out. So preheat, sous vide on, temperature 185, steam 100% from the rear heat. And then right here is a little orange bar, and I can hit that bar and it will start preheating my oven. Now for making my bread, they give a recipe. I totally ignore the recipe. But what I want is how to program the oven for the baking. I make the dough, and once I get the dough, I just put it in a glass bowl, uncovered, in the oven, hit the orange bar that says start, and it proofs it. It does the bulk proof, then I take it out and shape it. I put it back in the oven and hit start again. It does the second round of proofing. I leave it in the oven, and then I hit bake, and it does a steam bake, and then the steam bake stops, and then it does a regular bake for the last 15 minutes, all automatic. And the oven has a camera. And so it sends me pictures of each of the stages. And then I can go back into the app and I can bring up the little videos of whatever it is that I have cooked. And I can save all of my cooks. If I want to repeat it, I can go back to that. So it really works hand in hand with this app. So it is it's a very remarkable and beautifully engineered piece of equipment. So I recommend, just with my limited experience, I'm still certainly on my learning curve on this, that if you are in need of a second oven or a countertop oven, to just check out some of the ones that are highly recommended. If I were not buying this Innova, I'm going to give you the 3 that I would pick out, and I'm not recommending those. I can't. I don't ever recommend anything that I haven't tried out myself. But what I did was a lot of research, and I looked at a lot of lists of the best Combi ovens for 2025, best Combi ovens for 2026, and there are a lot of similarities. They're kind of a top 3 that emerged. And I'm going to put those 3 with the Amazon links with them so that you can check them out and look. But one of the things that I do recommend, based on my experience with this one, is to get one that has steam. You will be amazed about the results of cooking with steam in a lot of ways that I, for instance, had no clue about. So let's go over to the oven and take a quick look. All right, so here it is. So as you see, it's about the size of a large microwave, and it has to sit with a lot of air clearance around it, so we put it right here in our pass-through. This is the water tank. You just push in, and it holds the water. So we've used about half of the water that we put in 3 weeks ago, and I've done a lot of cooking with it. This little receptacle catches the spent water. It hardly ever has anything in it. Over on this side is the menu. You see the clock, but if I tap it, it comes up with the menu. And Jim's going to come up and get a close-up of what the menu is.
Okay, we're there.
So guides, So if I wanted to cook sous vide, and it brings up the sous vide menu, tells me what the temperature should be and what percentage of steam and the timer application and whatever. So everything that was in the book that I just talked about, the modes, is done push button right here. Here's dry sous vide, here's convection bake, steam, regular bake, and then broil, steam bake, steam roast, air fry, proof, dehydrate. So there are all of the modes at my fingertips, and I can plug in whatever parameters I want. Now opening it up, it has 2 racks. And it came with this little pan, which I used all the time. It also came with a probe that connects right up here that I can get the exact temperature of the cooking food. Here's the bottom heating element, so easy to clean underneath. Here is the rear heating element and the fan. And then there's another heating element right here. And the camera is right here. So the camera is this little rectangle right here. And I was surprised the other day when I was ready to cook bacon, and oh, does it ever do a good job of bacon, especially when you use the steam. It just renders the fat beautifully. So I had the bacon on this tray and put it in and closed the oven, and on the menu up popped bacon. The camera recognized what it was and took me immediately to the place where I could then control the bacon parameters. So it is pretty cool. Now, in the 3 weeks that we have had this, I have tried it out for lots and lots of things, and I've taken some pictures of the things. Now, I'm still on my learning curve. For instance, with the bacon, the first time we did cook the bacon, I just cooked it right down in that pan, but I realized that it's just cooking in its own fat, which I didn't like, so I put a little rack inside the pan and put the bacon up on that rack, and wow, best bacon we ever have eaten. So I'm amazed at how the results of this oven are so much better than the results I'm getting in my conventional oven. And it's big enough that we can cook a 15-pound turkey in here. I have several short clips of things that we have cooked over the past 3 weeks, and so I'm going to show those to you right now. Bacon was the first thing that we tried in the oven, and it was fantastic. We did a steam cook, and that steam just really eliminated the fat. I just couldn't wait to try my bread, of course. This is crusty bread cooked with steam. And I did the proofing as well as the baking in the oven, and it just turned out, I think this might have been the best loaf of bread I ever made. This is a yellow sheet pan cake, and many of you know that I've really struggled with cakes. They always have craters. This one, hallelujah, did not. This chuck roast was the same price as hamburger, and we cooked it sous vide, and it was just delicious. With steam, this oven will do eggs, hard-boiled, soft-boiled, or poached, and they are perfect. This is a pan of enchiladas we did for one of our food storage meal videos, and I used the probe. How perfect are these? And last of all, here are those yummy cinnamon rolls. So that pretty much does it, and just an introduction of a Combi oven and what it is. And I'm going to be featuring some videos of doing different things once in a while. I'm not going to flood our channel with Combi oven recipes because I know all of you won't have that. But for those of you that do, I think it will be useful, and some of the rest of you will be able to see what this does. So we're going to be doing 10-minute biscuits here pretty quick, and then my crusty bread I have on our schedule, and there will be more forthcoming. So thank you so much for being with us, and let us know what you think. Let us know if you have a Combi oven. Tell us the brand and how you like about it, what you like about it. So we appreciate our community so very much, and we will be back soon with more videos.